Welcome back, Rankers. I'm working from home today. Tomorrow's public holiday in Melbourne, so I thought I'd make today my work from home day so I can knock up early. Just work around the yard. I've had a few comments about my show last week. So last week we did the show about 3 things you need to be looking at before the new year for SEO. And one of those things was AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages. Now, the AMP project is not just Google, it's other organisations as well. But some of the comments one of the comments from DJ Snake Eyes said, don't use AMP because there's heaps of people that have been complaining about it. And this is true. So it says here, Google might be stealing your mobile traffic. Now, look, I did report on this last year when Google first announced it. It's like, well, they're only allowing certain ad types on AMP. And certainly the Wall Street Journal is complaining about that today. There's been a search engine land article about other publishers doing really well out of AMP and others not doing so well. And this is a really good article by Alex, actually. So Alex has said that the issue that he has with it is that people actually never get to your site. So what he means by that is that if you go to AMP, and we'll just switch to mobile now, hopefully this works. But I'm in mobile now, and if I say switch on, click on this one. So you can see the speed of it. It's lightning fast. But what Alex's issue is that although it says up here amp.smh.com.au, that's not actually the address that you're at. And if you click on that, and I go into the actual location bar, you can see there that we're still actually at Google. So what Alex is saying here, quite legitimately, which is what I said 12 months ago, is that I can't get to that Sydney Morning Herald article. So if I click this cross, I can't. It just takes me back to Google search. So what Alex is saying here is that, well, Google's actually stealing my traffic because you can see here it's not working well. That AMP bar is now broken on iOS Safari. So, and I still can't get to the Sydney Morning Herald. So, yes, AMP has its issues, but as this article in Search Engine said, let me just bring that one up. Search Engine Land has said this good article by who wrote this? Who wrote this? From Greg Sterling wrote this. Some publishers are getting a good result from it, but Google want feedback about AMP. So that's probably good feedback. And the fact that it doesn't work in Safari. Let's try Trump. Maybe it was a Hillary thing. Trump. Sydney Morning Herald again. Yeah, similar article. Try that, Sydney Morning Herald, blah, blah, blah. There's no way that we can actually get to the Sydney Morning Herald from here. So if we click on the masthead, oh yes, it does take us. So I guess, Alex, the coding that you're using in your AMP page is to make sure that when you do use AMP, make sure you have a link at the top of every AMP page that takes people directly to the site. Now, if there's a problem with that, let me know. But certainly some of the big publishers are already doing that. But there is an issue also with things like pop-up ads or subscription ads. This is where a lot of publishers are building the lists, making their money, selling ebooks, all this sort of stuff. Not going to be able to do that in AMP. It's a twofold reason. One is that the markup doesn't allow it. But the bigger reason is that Google's going to punish sites that have mobile pop-ups come January. So they're certainly not going to allow it in their AMP platform. So if those publishers are complaining right now because their pop-ups no longer work in AMP, you're going to have much, much bigger issues come January unless you have somehow transitioned away from that for mobile users. If you want more information on that, go back and have a look at the site, the show that I did on mobile interstitials. And you will see that there is a format that Google will probably allow, but they actually haven't specified. And that is the sorts of pop-ups that you will see Google display in search or iOS display in search or in an in-app type search. Those sort of banners just across the top, they will probably be okay, although Google hasn't specifically said that. But forget about complaining about interstitials and pop-ups with AMP because you're never going to see them. And also make sure that you have a link, like the Sydney Morning Herald does, quite a good job, at the top of your page, of all your AMP pages, so people can easily get to your site. Hopefully that's helpful. Yes, you still have to do AMP. Yes, maybe Google is trying to steal your traffic, but look at it this way. Rich snippets, featured answers, if you get one of those, even though you do not have to leave the search environment, sites that actually get those rankings or those positions, their traffic goes through the roof. It's better than #1 spot. It's better than being #1 for a single phrase because with the featured snippets and featured answers, those sorts of things, you rank for a whole lot more phrases. And it also results in more traffic to your site. So people don't just stay at Google, they actually do go to the destination site. So make it easy for them to do that. Hopefully that's helpful, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.